I made a video yesterday on my drive home, and my cord for my phone is at work, so I couldn't upload it today. So I figured I'd just get on here real quick and do the update and try and remember everything I talked about yesterday, which was kind of dangerous. I don't know why I ever think taping myself while driving is safe, because it's really not. I advise not doing it. But anyways, not that I got in an accident or anything. I just totally zoned out. But so I don't really have like an update per se. Kind of just what's been going on and like talks and all that junk. So I'll talk about yesterday first. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw that I posted that I totally like just blurted out my journey to this poor girl who just told me she was pregnant. And it might have sounded weird, but here's the thing. At work, I only work with less than 50 people, and maybe 1/3 of them are women, okay? And within the past year, there was another woman who's like 40 something, and her husband also works with us, and he's like almost 60. They got pregnant too, so she's like 13 weeks. So that was announced. And then this girl that is recently divorced, has a 4-year-old from that marriage, is dating this guy for less than 8 months, never lived with him, and he's 50, and he has 3 kids, and she got pregnant. And whatever, like, that's totally her deal. But, like, seriously, like, I did everything right. You know, I met my husband. I dated my husband. I was engaged for a year. I got married. We tried and tried and tried. And I couldn't just say congratulations without tears in my eyes. So, you know, she made a comment about, like, oh, I can't wait to be on maternity leave and just be like out of here for a while. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I always have said that I can't wait to go on maternity leave, but it never happens. And she just kind of looked at me, and then I just like let it go. So this poor girl that I don't really talk to that often now knows my whole story about TTCing. I'm not very open about it in my life. It's kind of like a private battle, and I guess I was open at the beginning and learned that a lot of my friends already have kids, and they can't really support me in the way that I need support, I guess. Like, they don't understand. So, I've guarded myself because of that. They just don't, I mean, they try, but they don't get it. I mean, they had easy pregnancies, you know. I only have one friend that ever miscarried, and with that said, she got pregnant less than a month later, and has a healthy baby boy now. So yeah, they just don't know how to support me. And I don't want to open up about it at work either, because I don't want to be everyone on my case. Like, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Did it work? Did it work? So I don't really open up about it. But anyways, so that's what happened yesterday. And the funny thing is, at my lunch break, I made my first video, and I don't think I'll ever post that video, but I was hysterically crying because I was cycle day 2, and I was miserable. My period is awful, and I'm cranky, and I'm crampy, and I'm sick feeling, and I have heartburn, and I just feel awful. And I was just crying. And then that whole situation with the girl, my coworker, happened after my lunch, so I made a separate video. But anyways, so that's kind of what happened yesterday. I am cycle day 3 today, of my 32nd cycle of TTCing. Not every month have we TTC'd because I was pregnant for almost 3 months, and I don't ovulate every month. So yeah, but it's been 32 months since we started trying to conceive. The funny thing is we always thought it was my husband who was kind of like the issue. And I remember, it's not really funny, but I remember at the beginning I used to just cry, and I'm like, I'm never going to have kids because your sperm sucks. And now it's me. It's me that's the problem. After 3 years, it's me. And that's kind of frustrating. But what am I going to do? I mean, it sucks, and I'm trying my best, but I obviously need to try a little harder. So in my last video, I talked about my new RE appointment, which went spectacular, and I really like her, and I like that she's thinking outside the box, and hopefully it goes smoother than that place I was at previously. So I got blood work done on Wednesday. I got a fasting glucose, my hemoglobin A1C, my testosterone, my DHEAS, and then my physical blood work, which is like cholesterol, triglycerides, TSH, and all that junk. So I hopefully will get those back next week, and kind of know what's going on with those. But those have never, the first 4 I listed had never been tested before on any of my paperwork. And those are huge key things for PCOS, to find out if I am insulin resistant. It was brought up that I could be pre-diabetic, so, because I have like weird symptoms. So that's why we did the fasting glucose and the hemoglobin A1C. So once we get those back, I meet up with the RE again on September 4th, in the city, which is totally going to suck, but she is only out like once a month, like out my way, and then I have to go into the city, so that kind of stinks. But I will kind of have more of a plan there. So the plan was to do IVF, and we were tossing up the idea of doing Clomid and an IUI in September. And the only reason I'm leaning towards that now, the more I think about it, is because then I know I ovulated and I know I'll get a cycle. And to be monitored is a huge deal. And I feel like if I'm not monitored, I might not get my cycle in October. So, I think that's what the plan is going to be, is just go back to Clomid and do an IUI. It's probably not going to work, but it's worth a shot of at least having a timed cycle. And then we'll do IVF in October/November whenever I do get my period, and go from there. So the only other thing I wanted to kind of talk about was, well, there's a few things. And it's already 7 minutes. Sorry, guys. I started taking AvaBoost and Maca last month, and I think that's the reason that I ovulated late, because I don't think I would have ovulated at all this past cycle if I hadn't taken those 2 supplements. So I'm continuing those 2 supplements, and my RE definitely said stay on CoQ10, which is part of AvaBoost. So I'm staying on those. So I think those are huge impact. If you do have PCOS and you're not ovulating, get on Maca and get on AvaBoost. At least give it a shot and try it, because I really think it helped me. Also, why I think it kind of helped me is I had increased amount of PMS symptoms. Like, sometimes I just know my period's coming on 13-DPO because it's 13-DPO, but like my boobs have been killing me. Like, so that means that I was at least producing some progesterone, which in the past I haven't been. So that was huge, that my hormones are kind of balancing out. So yeah, I'm doing those, definitely. I'm also drinking my red raspberry tea. I've already started that because it decreases my period, which is fantastic, and it really does help. So I'm starting up with that again, and I'll drink that until I ovulate. I will start temping probably around cycle day 12, because that's usually then I have enough data to show the ovulation, but I'm not going to wake up every morning for the next 12 days and do it, because there's no point. So yeah, so those are a few things. The other thing I'm doing is I have to lose weight. So, I'm getting better with my diet. Although I am really strict anyways, because I don't eat gluten, but, it's even more stricter now. So it's kind of crazy, but I'm definitely going to do a video about that. Possibly a blog post might be easier, so I'll link it if that's the case. I will be working out more. I haven't really had time to work out because I'm so crazy busy with work. But I will hopefully be staying tabs with some girlies on YouTube. I talked to Bathroom. I can never remember your name. DCL Diva, B Diva. I don't know. Look her up. She is. I talked to her about doing a check-in with Katie D, I think is her YouTube name. So I'm gonna try and do that with them, maybe do a Monday check-in, because I need some little nudge, you know. So anyway, so that, and then I think I'm gonna do like an IVF prep series, because it's really important to prep for IVF. I'm 2 to 3 months out probably 2 months out. And what I do now is really going to affect how the IVF goes for both me and my husband. It's 90 days for eggs, and it's for like the nutrition to take effect, and it's 90 days for sperm. So the better we both get, the better I think our results will be with IVF. And I hope it's a one-shot deal. But who knows? Because nothing is ever easy in my journey. We all know this. It's been an uphill battle for sure. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, my old trainer for I did a boot camp with her. I actually lost 20 pounds with her. Now her gym's like blown up, but apparently her and her husband had been trying forever. She was 40 and they got pregnant with IVF. She was 40 and she got pregnant with twins, and she just gave birth last week, I think, to 2 girls. So that was really inspiring. Not that I would try for, I think she tried for like 10 years. Not that I think I could ever do that, but I mean, that's crazy. I don't think I could have kids at 40, but it's inspiring to say the least. So yeah, so I'll do like a prep series. I gotta plan it better so I'm on here and I actually do it, because work has just been freaking nuts, like ever since I got back. And my coworker keeps taking days off, and it's not fair because she keeps taking days off when all of her crap is due, and then I don't have time to do my own crap. And that's the other thing. I only have 3 days off for the rest of the year, 3 paid days. And I don't know how I'm going to do that with IVF, because I definitely want to do bed rest for 5 days, because I'm going to make this work. And a lot of the women that have done IVF on YouTube did the bed rest and, did all that. And I need to be able to do that. So it will be weird with work. I don't know how I'm going to make that work. But yeah, so that's kind of my summed up story. Super long update. I feel like that's all I do. I should do like short little ones instead of like these super long ones. The only other question I have for you ladies, if you went fast forward and went to the end, if you guys recommend any raw, natural prenatals, that'd be great, because I'm looking for a new one. My acupuncturist gave me this pamphlet for this stuff, but it's like a powder and you pour it in water and it tastes like peach, and I'm totally not one of those people. I've never drank anything. I drink tea, water, and coffee, and that's it. I've never had soda in my life. I never had juice except for cranberry juice. So yeah, I'm not really a drinker per se outside of water. Well, I guess that would be watered down stuff, but I'm not like a fruity person. So I don't think I want to do it, even though it's like extremely good for you, but I don't think I could do it. And you have to like sip it over an hour, and I don't think I could do it. So if you have any prenatal vitamin recommendations or any PCOS recommendations or any IVF recommendations, feel free to comment below, and I will definitely, I'm taking any advice I can get at this point. Because I just want to tackle PCOS and move on from this and get pregnant. So that's the goal. By the end of 2013, I will be pregnant, and I can promise you that. I'm promising myself that so that I stay on track. I will be pregnant before the end of 2013. So yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully I'll be on. My birthday's in 2 weeks, so I'm going to try and do a couple day trips. So maybe I'll do like day in the life with the hubs for you guys, so you can kind of see outside of my living room or my bedroom. That kind of sounded weird. And see me from up, I meant down, instead of just my face and my shoulders and my chest. I feel like no one knows what I really look like. It's like my body could be anything. You don't know. But anyways, I was going to crack a joke, but I'm not going to. It's too early for that. So I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon. And yeah, bye.